So in 2022, the United States had a record high trade deficit with China of $364 billion. This means that the US imported $367 billion more in goods and services from China than it exported to China, a number that seems to continue rising every year. This deficit has been a long-standing source of tension between the two countries, as the US has repeatedly accused China of unfair trade practices, such as intellectual property theft. Now, this statistic highlights the significant imbalance in trade between the two largest economies in the world, and it emphasizes the importance of maintaining trade talks as well as the potential effects of more tariffs on an already tense economic tie. In this video, we'll explore the recent increase in US tariffs on Chinese goods, why it's happening, and what it means for everyone. Now, a little bit of background. Basically, a tariff is a tax or a duty to be paid on a particular class of imported goods and services. It is essentially a form of protective trade policy that makes foreign products more expensive for local consumers. This is designed as a way to protect local businesses and producers from foreign competition. The higher cost is intended to encourage consumers to buy locally produced products instead of imports. And as the US has recently been putting more attention and investment into the EV and chip making space, those have been the areas of interest for more tariffs. In more recent news, a bunch of Chinese imports are said to be getting higher tariffs, including electric vehicles and their batteries, computer chips, and medical products. This was expected to take effect on August 1st, according to the US Trade Representative's Office, but has actually been delayed by the Biden administration, which I'm assuming is going to continue to be delayed until after this upcoming presidential election. The effect of this will see a quadrupling of import tax on Chinese EVs to over 100%, and a doubling of semiconductor duties to 50%. According to a publication from Reuters, the proposed Chinese tariff increases include products targeted by China for dominance or products in sectors where the United States has recently made significant investments. Washington, D.C. is investing hundreds of billions of dollars in clean energy tax subsidies to develop US EVs, solar, and other new industries. Now, these tariffs are meant to protect American jobs from a feared flood of cheap Chinese imports. According to the US Census Bureau data, the two largest categories, which make up $13.2 billion of targeted imports from China as of 2023, are lithium-ion batteries and solar panels, both of which are particularly driven by the growing demand for electric vehicles and solar energy solutions in the US. These products fall under the strategic industries targeted by tariffs and are expected to see taxes of 25% starting in 2026. This tariff hike will not only disrupt normal economic and trade cooperation between China and the US, but also significantly drive up the cost of imported goods, which inflicts more losses on American companies and consumers and make US consumers pay even more, which ultimately brings about more inflation. Now, US Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen said she was pushing for G7 allies at a finance ministers meeting in Italy to join in on pushing back against China's industrial policies. Now, the G7, if you don't know, consists of the US, Japan, Germany, France, Britain, Italy, and Canada. But now China has its own group of allies called BRICS, which originally consisted of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. But recently they have added 6 more members to the alliance, which were Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Argentina, Egypt, Ethiopia, and Iran. And as it currently stands, the G7 has more economic power and influence on a global scale, but the BRICS bloc isn't too far behind, and its trajectory over the next 5 to 10 years could see it closing the gap and even pushing to number one in global dominance in sectors like energy, resources, and even new emerging markets. While the BRICS still need to sort out some internal affairs and figure out governance, this shift of power is very possible if BRICS succeeds in expanding its trade influence and reduces reliance on Western financial systems, which is a plan we can already see taking shape. This could be part of the reason why the US has been taking some more extreme measures with these tariffs against China. Now, historically, the US has used tariffs as a tool to protect, quote unquote, its industries and reduce reliance on Chinese imports. However, the future of BRICS shows that this strategy may now have a counter. If BRICS continues to grow its trade influence and economic integration, tariffs may lose their effectiveness as BRICS members could just supply each other with goods and services currently exported by the United States. So while tariffs have been a useful tool for protecting local industries, kind of, the US may need to start exploring some other strategies to remain in competition in a world where BRICS economies are rising faster than the G7.